Hey ladies and gentlemen, Simon here with another episode of Naruto to watch with you all. We're on to episode number 32, and yeah, things were not looking good for Sakura at the end of last episode, though she did get a little bit of help from, well, I don't want to say an unexpected source, because, you know, if you were to ask me anyone outside of the three that we've had, who was likely to interfere and save Sakura, it would be Gros-Louis. We know that he really wants her affection, he wants to be her boyfriend, and, you know, when he puts his mind to something, he's driven to do it. So he did, he showed up, and he provided some assistance against the students from the Hidden Sound Village, and he did okay, but ultimately he's kind of been hit with a sonic attack that is knocking him all over the place. So that's kind of where we've ended up. Is this really kind of uncertain situation now, where we've got both Sasuke and Naruto unconscious. Sakura is very, very tired. You know, she's sort of been up trying to protect both of her companions, and Gros-Louis, who, for all his best efforts, has had a decent showing, but is still kind of, yeah, he's still not quite able to match all three of them. You know, you have to imagine that if someone is going to be a student under the guise of Orochimaru, they must be fairly competent. And so, you know, as good as Gros-Louis is, I don't know if he could take on all three of them. Just again, going back to kind of some discussion from last episode, specifically about Sakura. Someone put a comment which really kind of struck with me, and they said that, you know, the problem with Sakura, for the most part, is that she's a main character treated as a side character, and it's true. She is definitely a main character. You know, she's there. She is one of the group. She's in every episode, more or less, but she doesn't get much attention. She doesn't get very much of the focus, which, you know, is an important thing for, you know, especially early on in a show. You know, most of the focus has been on Naruto, which is fair enough, and Sasuke, you know, with the odd exception here or there. I'm really hoping now that over these next couple of episodes, we do get a little bit of focus on Sakura. You know, I'd like to see her use some of her ingenuity to try and come up with a way out of this situation. Or maybe be put into a situation later down the line in this forest where, you know, she has to use her wits and her cunning. You know, I think one of the best moments she had was when, it was probably about like 20 episodes ago, when they were running up the tree using their chakra, and she mastered it, no problem. You know, that was one of the good moments for her. I'd like her to use those kinds of skills, you know, the balance that she has, the maturity that she has, and the intelligence to, you know, get them out of some interesting situations. But we have to deal with this one first. So before we jump in, I do want to say a big thank you to my Patreon super supporters: Frank Tremel, Karen Abel, Ace, Nick Walters, The Seven Deadly Sins, Damon Smallwood, Michael Y, Clara Gros-Louis, Mr. Greg89, Patrick Sullivan, and our newest super supporter, Jason Jepson. Welcome aboard, Jason. So let's jump in and let's see what happens next.
Ours is even faster because it travels at the speed of sound.
Yes, it does. Oh god, he's thrown up.
Lee, what's wrong?
It's the same thing they did to Kabuto. And his ears are bleeding! No! This is bad. His balance is all over the place.
I can hit you with the power of sound.
The power of music.
What makes it possible for the ear to hear things? What is
Vibrations.
Vibrations.
Yeah.
Give the little lady a prize.
Not that you're not pretty good at it, it's just that what's the
Yeah.
compared to our
So he's sent through vibrations. He's sent through sonic vibrations to push up the ground and...
can manipulate ultrasonic waves and air pressure.
yeah.
I can do things you've never even dreamed of.
Ooh, oh man. Are they actual holes in his hands?
And then only to protect someone very precious.
I like how the shadows are like a bit like a Russian doll.
Someone
If you were to crack it open, you'd find a smaller version inside. That's what Rock-Lee is.
I'll never get over how quickly you were able to master it, you lovable.
Why does he look like a doll?
I'm proud of you, Lee.
Come on, you can do it. He's still up. What?
Not quite as effective as it was before.
No, but that's impressive that he can still even do it.
A wave of sound.
Whoa.
Lee, no!
That's uncomfortable even for me.
Wave I can channel with my chakra, focusing all its energy on any target I desire.
Into the other ear? Oh no!
Why ask me, huh?
Well, if we don't do something soon, she's toast. Are you cool with that?
I mean, she's not her biggest fan, is she?
We're friends once, right?
Really? They were friends?
Well, is it true what I heard? You like Sasuke too?
Oh. Is this what broke them up as friends?
So, I guess that means we're rivals from now on.
Oh shit. So it was actually Sakura who broke the friendship up. Oh no, where did you come from?
My, with soft and shiny hair. Way to go, Sakura. You let everybody down again.
Oh no, not the self-pity.
What good are you? Even now.
Oh. Oh, what the hell? Oh, it's the mark.
It's not meant for you.
Oh. Oh, that was a look. She's gonna... Oh, she's gonna cut her hair off. To loosen the grip. Ooh. That's a big move. Yeah. She has a purpose. It's just not... It's probably not the one she wants. I remember the shadow clone. You almost feel like this is like the end of her ninja journey, but
Did more than just say you like me.
I don't think it is.
Okay. No more caving.
Yep. Oh, I love that look.
Now it's my turn to take the lead.
Now she looks like a warrior.
You can watch me from the background.
He's not going to get to see this. Oh, she's using jutsu. Substitution? Yes.
Again with the hands. Slicing sound wave.
There was another one. Yeah, it was. It was a double.
Hey, where are you now? You really want to keep playing this? Cause I got news for you. I'm not.
She's going to switch it up, isn't she?
All right, if you insist.
That's actually her.
Okay, so where you coming from next?
It's actually her. Yes. Ooh. Oh, yeah, bite him.
What are you, crazy or something?
Hey, aren't you the one they're always teasing because you got such a big
Oh, this is... this is the back at the very beginning of their friendship.
Who are you? That's better. So this is the famous forehead, huh? Whoa,
It's not
yeah,
that
it's
big.
pretty big. So that's why you hide it with your bangs? That's dumb.
Oh, does she convince her to
Makes you look like a
wear her
sheep.
hair up?
Come back here tomorrow, okay? Huh?
Is it like a hairband or something?
Somebody get this crazy girl off of me!
Yeah.
What an improvement. You
Aw.
look a lot better. I'm telling you, the more you try and hide it, the bigger deal you make of it.
Yep.
And your
What is it
face
Tyrion says? Wear it like armor,
It's a pretty
and it can never be used to hurt you.
gotta be more confident.
She's so shy. She's not shy anymore, look at that.
I've got something to tell you. I just found out. Sasuke likes girls with long hair.
So that makes the cutting of the hair even more of a sacrifice. In a weird way.
Is it true what I heard? You like Sasuke too?
Oh, Jesus. Oh, jeez. It's not exactly a comfortable thing to sit there and watch him repeatedly pummel her.
Now you're gonna pay.
It might be long enough for either Sasuke to wake up or for Ino to interfere. Yep. She's dragged them in. An old friendship renewed.
So what's this, the second string?
Okay, so, wow, that was a fascinating insight into, well, a number of things. Mostly the history between Sakura and Ino. I never realised that they'd been friends before. You know, obviously there was this intense rivalry over mainly Sasuke, and trying to vie for his attention. And it turned quite nasty. But it's interesting to see that, they were friends. And Ino went so far as to, pick Sakura up, and build her up from, obviously, this very vulnerable and bullied child. And if you'd have said to me, who out of the two do you think would have caused the friendship to break up? I would have most likely guessed it would have been Ino. Because Ino so far has come across as the bully, as the one who has got a bit more of an arrogant streak to her. And, has the chip on her shoulder. But after seeing this, it kind of explains why she has the chip on her shoulder, because it was actually Sakura who broke up the friendship. After all that Ino had done to build her up and, befriend her and help her make friends, the fact that, Sakura kind of cast her off just because she happened to like the same boy that she did, was very shallow and very hurtful, and that explains why from that point onwards, they develop a very intense, rivalry. I don't want to call it a hatred necessarily, because I don't think that Ino does hate Sakura, and I think that whilst she stepped in and said she didn't want to let her, outshine her, I think there was definitely still an underlying kind of sense of loyalty or friendship that forced her to make that move. And it's going to be interesting to see how Sakura responds to this, because not having that perspective that I'd had before of what she'd done, and the way she kind of acted towards Ino, I do hope that she has a more forgiving nature and that they're able to mature from this, because essentially losing a friendship over a boy is the stupidest thing ever. And, it really, I think it really goes to show that, Sakura, in the heat of battle, when it really mattered, she proved that she is not just a girl who only cares about the opinion of a boy, because she chopped off her hair, not only to gain an advantage, but to save her friends. And it was more than just that. It was kind of a symbolic gesture as well. It was like, the idea that Sasuke likes girls with long hair, and she knows that, and she's willing to give up that advantage, if you want to call it that. In her own head, she must have thought that if she had short hair, she had less of a chance of impressing him. And she throws that out the window in order to, try and save her friends, which ultimately, I mean, I'm going to say it's been successful because it looks like Sasuke's about to wake up. There is more of a distraction now with Ino and her team stepping in. So I feel like they've bought enough time for both Sasuke and Naruto to wake up. And that's going to make the ultimate difference. And then hopefully once they've been able to drive off these Sound Village students, we'll be able to have that in-depth confrontation. But, hopefully it's not so much a confrontation as is a conversation between two former friends, now rivals, which will hopefully set them back on the right path to being friends again. But, credit to Sakura for stepping up. And that inner monologue she had once again where, she was talking about once again letting people down. I think it's probably what a lot of the fans were feeling. And, I imagine it was an intentional way of doing it from the writers because, they probably had this planned for her. And, if this is a stepping stone for her to become a character who shares in the limelight and that, progresses and matures from this, then I'd say it's worth having her being treated as a second-class character up to this point because it gives her that platform now to propel herself forward and become, a much more valuable member of the team. Whether that happens, obviously, is yet to be seen. I don't know. But it will be interesting to find out. So, yeah, it was a good episode. It was a lot of insight into characters, a lot of history, and it kind of surprised me in some ways with, the history between Ino and Sakura. So, yeah. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you for the next episode.